And even though Bob Garber pitched in only 2 games during his short time in the majors, both in relief, he could always say that's still 2 more games pitched in the big show than your dad or my 7th grade PE teacher. Sound familiar? This show starts out with a callback, as we say in the motion picture business, to what is now an on-running gag. And it's just a coincidence that I will be starting a new theme on players who were signed by their hometown team, the team they grew up with, listening to on the radio, or if lucky enough, got to attend some of their games. So let's go. Back to 1928, that's when Robert Mitchell Garber was born, and is one of those guys that goes by Bob, not Robert or Bobby, and he hails from the little borough of Hunker, Pennsylvania. In 2020, the population of Hunker was 307, so you can imagine how many people lived there in 1929, the year they were incorporated. Probably not many. Yet, this tiny hamlet, located an hour down the highway from Pittsburgh Pirates Forbes Field, produced a pretty darn good pitcher. And this will be my 3rd show on a pitcher from that specific part of Pennsylvania. 2 of the 3, Rocket Ron Nachai and Bob Hall, are from Allegheny County, home of Forbes Field. And all 3 were either drafted or signed by and would pitch for the team they grew up following, the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's Ron Nachai's autograph right there next to Bob's. I just showed you that 1955 autograph Dad got at Seals Stadium. He also got Bob Garber's autograph on the cover of a 55 Seals scorebook, which I've showed before. This here autograph is from 1956. Dad got at a Hollywood Stars versus the San Diego Padres down in San Diego. Anyway, as far as pitchers born in Pennsylvania, it must be in the water, because like the other 2, Bob's a pretty big guy, standing 6'1", weighing 190 pounds, and like the others, Bob Garber would turn himself into an MLB pitcher, even if it was for only 4 innings. The teenager signed as a free agent in 1948 with his hometown team, the Pittsburgh Pirates, who started the team in Class D with the Greenville Pirates, Alabama State League, going 14-7, and was still in Greenville for the first half of 1949, going 10-4, with the second half pitching Class B ball for the Davenport Pirates, 3I League, going 10-7 with that club. Bob was pitching Class A ball with the Charleston Rebels for 1950, leading the South Atlantic League in strikeouts, finishing the season 15-9. Then duty called, and Bob Garber would miss all of 1951 and 1952 while serving his country in the military during the Korean War, and upon his return would spend the next 4 seasons in the minors. Bob made the Western League All-Star team in 1954, pitching for the Denver Bears, going 19-8 in 27 starts, earning himself a promotion to AAA and a trip out west to start the 1955 season with the Pittsburgh's top affiliate, the Hollywood Stars. Dad has 2 autographs from that season from Seals games. This was a season Bob had 20 wins and led the Pacific Coast League in strikeouts. Still with Hollywood for the start of 1956, this is when Pop got that 1956 version of Bob Garber's autograph I just showed you. It's that 1956 season that Bob got his 2 chances in the majors. Both came in relief. One in May versus the Phillies, the other in September against the Brooklyn Dodgers, with most of 1956 and all of 1957 pitching with Hollywood for a combined record of 21 wins and 14 losses. Then finishing his pro career in 1958 up north with 2 PCL teams, the Seattle Rainiers and the Portland Beavers. But with a losing record of 5-10, something he was not accustomed to, decided it was time to hang up his cleats, leaving the game with a minor league record of 117 wins to only 81 defeats in 320 appearances. He paid his dues and worked his way up the farm system and made it to the majors. Bob only played in 2 big league games, so I'll tell you about them both. It's May 13th, 1956, and it's Bob Garber's MLB pitching debut. He will be on the mound in front of his hometown crowd of 20,000 plus fans at Pittsburgh's Forbes Field, and the rookie does not impress when he comes in partway through the 5th inning with nobody out. He walks the first batter, Del Ennis, understandable, nerves, but gives up a double to the next batter, Stan Lopata, that knocks in a run. Bob will get out of the inning by getting a couple of ground outs and a pop-up, walking off the mound with the bases loaded, and would keep on walking all the way back to the West Coast and down to AAA, where he'd have to wait for 4 more months to get another shot to prove he's major league worthy. And he will get that shot. And this time in Bob Garber's second MLB appearance, he was very impressive. And it was much more memorable than his MLB debut a few months prior. So here we are at that game. It's September 23rd, 1956, on a fall Sunday afternoon, and Bob Garber is back on the mound at Pittsburgh's Forbes Field, along with over 44,000 baseball fans as the Pirates face the reigning World Series champion Brooklyn Dodgers, who are in town for a 4-game series in which the Pirates win 3 of the 4 games. But on this day, the Pirates will lose, and we're losing when Bob Garber comes into the game for the top of the 7th inning. And over the next 3 innings, he will face 5 future Hall of Famers in only his second Major League appearance. First, he gets Carl Furillo to fly out, but gives up a home run to Gil Hodges. That's not good. He strikes out Roy Campanella, who goes down swinging, then gets Don Newcomb to ground out. Not too bad. Now it's the 8th inning. Pirates are still losing, and Bob is back on the mound and has to face the top of Brooklyn's order. First, he strikes out Jim Gilliam, who goes down swinging. He then gets Pee Wee Reese to ground out and Duke Snider to pop up. A 1-2-3 inning. Nice. But the Pirate bats were quiet and didn't help out the rookie hurler. So as the top of the 9th starts, Bob waits as Jackie Robinson walks up to the plate. And then Bob watches as one of the greatest athletes in UCLA history and the black icon who changed the face of baseball digs in. Bob gets Jackie to ground out on the 3rd pitch. Sandy Ramos hits a single, which brings Carl Furillo up for the 2nd time, and Bob gets him to ground out on the 1st pitch. Here comes Gil Hodges again, who this time Bob pitches around for fear of giving up another homer to the Dodger slugger, and ends up walking Gil. Now, coming up to the plate is Big Roy Campanella, looking for redemption after striking out once already, and probably itching to get his second crack at the rookie pitcher who at this moment is living the dream. He's pitching against the reigning World Series champions, the best team in the league, and doing this in front of his hometown crowd with the team he grew up rooting for. And on this day, he would keep 4 out of the 5 future Hall of Famers that he faced off the bags. But this performance did nothing to further his MLB career, and for Bob Garber, the dream would be short-lived. And for one reason or the other, that was the 27-year-old's last look at Major League Baseball, and after this game would never pitch in the bigs again. Oh yeah, let's get back to Roy Campanella, who's still digging in at the plate. He went down swinging the first time. He faced Bob. He goes down looking this time. Easy decision for me, but if you had the choice between having a big league win on your record or say you played in a game against the World Series champions in which you pitched 3 complete innings, facing 5 future Hall of Famers, sitting down 4 of them, one of those players twice, you do this in front of your hometown crowd in the ballpark not far from where you grew up, never even dreaming that you'd actually be pitching on the team you followed your whole life. And even though Bob Garber only made 2 appearances while in the big leagues, you could always say that he struck out a MLB Hall of Famer twice in a row. And I'm pretty sure that's still twice as many as your dad or my high school guidance counselor, who I only remember meeting once in 4 years.